morning. It's another week for Jean to do the blog. We are so excited because we have Prima as our partner this month. The Prima products are so amazing. They're rich, they're luxurious. They just make everything you do look more beautiful. I don't know how else to put it. Anyway, I'm going to be making a wooden hanger, which I've already placed a little bit of the soft satin metallique paint from Prima. I will probably be adding some of the Ginger Magic, which is the sparks. The sparks has amazing texture, glitter to it. I'm hoping you can see this and the beauty of just this shimmer that you get. It's so lovely. So I've assembled a few things here. I've been playing around on this piece of wood too. You can see the different tones of the Ginger Magic. I added some prills and painted over them. This is a bit of a texture. It's little tiny beads. They're white, and I painted, then I placed them on top of the wet paint, and then I painted over them. I don't know if I'm liking it because it kind of dulled down the sheen and the glimmer that you get with the paint. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use those on anything. But the prills are going to work out great because they give it a lot of deep, high texture. The things I've chosen to work with, aside from the Prima paint, is the Prima flowers, and this is called Coffee Break Chai. I also have some of the pearl pins that we have on Alteredpages website. I also painted a crochet doily. You can see it's just a white doily, and I added some of that wonderful Ginger Magic to it. And it's still very flexible, but it has this amazing shimmer. Isn't that wonderful? I have some thread, which I thought matched up pretty well with the flowers. Nice contrast there. And I have my good old standard pearls here because the center of these flowers have pearls. So I thought that might be a nice accent as well. I have some additional wood pieces I may add, may paint and glue on as well. We'll see. Okay, so I have my basic here. And now I'm gonna get some paint going again. Oops, I got some brushes. Oh, I better not use that brush. It has all kinds of ink in it. It had loose bristles. That's a terrible thing to have bristles that are loose. Okay, so you don't need much of this. It's a small jar, but you really don't need much. You can thin it out as much as you like, or make it a little thicker. And I'm just going to kind of come along here and do the edges. Just to give it a little pop. And I'm hoping you can see that, again, that shimmer and glimmer that's so gorgeous. Yummy! I just love sparks. It's my new favorite product. I mean, this would make anything. Put it on a tin can and it would look great. It's just scrumptious. So we're going to go ahead and just get this all painted along the edges. I don't want to keep you captive while I just paint here, because you want to see what's going to come as the finished product. I know that. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead now too. I'm going to use the edge of my brush, and I'm just going to real lightly give it a little shimmer here, and then I'm going to take my fingers and I'm just going to blend it in. I was going to gesso the wood, but I decided not to because I'm hoping, again, you can see that the wood grain is showing through the paint. I didn't put it on extremely thick, so you can actually still see the wood grain. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit more to the back side of this so that we don't have an unfinished side. And I love to work with my fingers. I mean, they're one of my best brushes. Here we go. Okay, so we have that. Oh, one other thing I thought I might incorporate are these gems, and this one in particular is very nice, and it would work well with the colors. So we'll see if we use that too. Okay, I'm going to make sure I close my jars up. I don't want my paint to dry out or get a skin on it, which it can get. I recommend storing your jars upside down, by the way. And that way when you use them, just flip them over and you don't have any issues. Make sure your lids are on tight, of course. You want to make sure they're really tight. Okay, so now we're just going to play around and see where we want to position these flowers. I think I'm going to do 3 of them. And you can see that I took some of the Ginger Magic and I dusted the flower just a little bit with it. I did the same thing with this pale. It was this color, and this is with the Ginger Magic on top of it. So I just dusted it a bit. I also added some of the Ginger Magic to the center pearls, and I may even do that with the other pearls that I have here. So let's see. I think I want 3 of them for sure. So I'm going to layer them kind of like that. What do you think? But that's just to decide what I want on it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my adhesive, and I'm going to place some of these pearls. These are flat backs. There are some that are round, but I'm going to be using flat backs. So you can see there's all various sizes in here, and there's even some gems, but I don't think I'm going to use those because pearls seem to be the way to go with this. Now I know you may think I'm crazy, but US ArtQuest makes a fabulous glue. It's called PPA, Perfect Paper Adhesive. But I've found that this adhesive is not just great for paper, it works with everything. So I'm going to dab a little tiny bit on here. You don't need much. I may have to get my tweezers, we'll see. And I think I'm going to do these in graded sizes, so you can see that I'm just picking up a little bit of this, just a dot, just a dot. Okay. I may have used too much on that first one. And it'll take a little while to dry because I may have used too much. But there we have some pearls. I'm going to close this up for now because these are a booger if they get all over the place. They just skitter all over. Okay, so we've gotten to that point. Now let's go ahead and again think about how we're doing this layout of flowers. You know, I did something else. I painted this paper doily in addition to the cloth doily, and I was debating about using them. So I thought, well, I could cut it to echo the round shape. Do you think I should do that? I'm debating. Well, and you know, I think I'm going to pull a little bit of this glue off of here because if not, it'll just be a little funky. Okay. Oh, by the way, you can see I'm using an old desk calendar. When these go on sale at the middle of the year or towards the end of the year, I grab them up. They're usually maybe $1 or 2 for $1, depending on where you go. So I grab a few of them up and just put them away, and then I can pull them out and just tear off each page after I'm done working on a project. Pretty cool. So here's what I was thinking with this. It has a hole in the center, so I could literally poke it through and place it just like that. Get that up close so you can see it. What are you thinking about that? Okay, I think I kind of like that because it interrupts the similarity of the pieces. So I think that's the way I'm going to go. It's maybe going to be just 2 flowers and the lace doily. I think that's a good combination. Now, one of the other things that I can do, since I have more pearls here, I have pearl stick pins. And I was thinking that I might want to add them into the flowers. And that can even help attach them too. So, let's see what we can do with gluing this down. And again, sparingly, you don't need a whole lot of glue. And I do tend to go heavy, so don't do as I do, do as I say. By the way, this video is an experiment. If it works, you're going to see it. If it doesn't, you won't. Okay. Now you can see that the Prima flowers have a little backing on them, so that makes them easy to attach. Place that one right there. Get this other one going here. And I'm placing the glue on the back of this one because I'm not sure yet where I'm going to put it, so I want to be able to move it around visually and see what I'm going to do. I'm thinking here might be good. Okay. Going to hold it in place there for a minute. And then let's see what we can come up with these pins. Now, because I've painted the flowers, you have to be careful pushing it through because it's a little dense, I guess we should say. And I'm pushing them all the way down under the cloth doily so that there's no exposed pins hanging out. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit more glue underneath here just to make sure that that's all adhered nice and tight. So what do you think so far? Now the other thing that I want to do is incorporate some of my fiber. I just love these little fibers. They're so useful for so many purposes. They just add color, they add texture, they're wonderful. And they come on this little spool-like piece. So at the bottom, I'm hoping you can see this, you literally have little tabs and it holds it in place, and you can reuse it in that manner too. So let's go ahead and I'm going to double this up. And I think I'm going to weave it around the flowers, but I'm not sure yet where. So let's see what happens. You know, as I said, this is an experiment, so you're seeing it as I'm seeing it. We'll just take a peek and see how it all works out. It's interesting to be talking to you as I'm working because I don't usually do that. So, I don't know, I'm not thrilled with that. Not liking it. You know, and there's always the tried and true, just wind it around the hanger part, which I probably will wind up doing too. The other thing I thought of was running it around the pearls, or even just tying it off on portions of this. But let's go ahead and tie it on the hanger part. There we go. And we can still allow it to kind of hang down. And work itself into the flowers. I think I'm going to trim this off so that we just have tiny little tails hanging down. What are you thinking? I think I need to add something over here. I'm not sure if I want it to be the piece of wood, which I can paint, or if I want it to be, boy, my fingernails are dirty, I'm sorry. That's what I get for playing with art. Or if I need another pearl over here. I think the pearl might be the better way to go. What do you think? Kind of balances again, because the flowers are a little heavy towards this side, so I don't want too many more of the pearls. But just a little dab will do ya. How many people remember that? A little dab will do ya. Wow, that dates me, doesn't it? Okay, so now we have this. What are you thinking? Whoa, I'm losing my pearl. I moved it too soon. The nice thing about the PPA is that it does dry matte, so you don't see big globs of stuff like you might with hot melt glue. And it comes in both matte and gloss. This looks a little bit lost here. I think I'm going to have to do something more with that. But there you go. Quick, simple, but such a pretty gift. I mean, this is just darling to hang on the wall or give to someone who's a doll collector maybe. You can give it as a gift for any purpose really. A bridal shower, a baby shower, changing the colors, changing up the embellishments. For a little boy, you could do it in appropriate colors with dinosaur die cuts on it, or just a circus theme, whatever. But Prima's always going to have the color and the style you're looking for with your florals. The paints have a wide range of colors and styles. The Metalique is a soft, just a touch with a shine to it, but the sparks are the ones with that glimmer that's so amazing. Well, thanks for listening. I hope you had fun. And join me again next week. I will see you on Sunday again next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.